Hey everybody, Scott Jansen here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how you sell your high-ticket coaching, hypnotherapy, RTT, or even NLP packages, sessions, and programs, especially when they're high-ticket, and how you can almost guarantee a sale every single time. Now, what's most interesting is we're going to talk about something called the immediate result and what I call the long-term future result. And if you learn how to sell both simultaneously, guys, it's going to increase your revenue, your cash, and the yeses from your potential clientele 100-fold. So guys, I'm going to be breaking down this in a quick presentation to show you how we sell the immediate result and also something we call the long-term future result. So guys, let's dive into the content. Hope you enjoy it. All right, so here we go. So the way we're going to break this down, guys, is I'm going to present the way that we sell the future and what I call the long-term value for clientele. Now, this is super important if you're struggling with sales. Now, how do you know you need to be talking about the future with your clientele? Well, first off, you should always be selling the future and the transformation to your clientele. However, if you're finding that clients are saying things like, that's too expensive, or I'll go somewhere else, I'll go somewhere cheaper, it's a really great indication that you're selling the wrong thing, okay? And why it's great for today is because I'm going to show you the right thing to sell. So in our industry, pretty typically what we're told to sell is like the immediate thing. So for example, let's say a client comes in and says, Scott, I want to stop smoking. We would sell them the stop smoking offer, which is, by the end of the session, you'll be a non-smoker, that type of offer. And this is what I call selling the immediate thing, like the immediate problem that's going to be resolved. What you're going to find out by the end of this video is how not only do we sell the immediate problem to be resolved, but also the lifetime, long-term future value of working with you today. And that is way more powerful for your clients to justify a higher price when they're thinking about the future, when they know that all of these other things are going to happen, as a result of working with you today. Because there's one thing we know about problems, guys. We know once we solve one problem in someone's life, other things, other positive things will start to show up in their life as an aggregate to the initial problem being resolved. And we all know this, we're coaches and therapists. So we've been taught this way, okay? So being that this is the case, why would we not charge for these things as well? So that's what I'm going to be presenting with you today. So first off, and I've talked about this many times with so many other videos are on our YouTube channel we can go check out. I want to talk about selling the transformation, okay? We know without getting into too much detail that we're selling the transformation with our client. We're not selling hours, we're not selling sessions, we're not selling time, we're not selling things, we're not selling how we do things. This is also a big problem in our industry for a lot of coaches and therapists. They're selling the how, which is coaching. I'll help you, overcome X, Y, and Z with coaching. I'll help you overcome X, Y, and Z with RTT or hypnotherapy or NLP. We are not selling the how, because the bottom line is clients don't care how you do it. Clients don't know NLP, hypnotherapy, RTT, coaching. They don't know about this stuff. They don't care who you train with. They don't care about the methods that you use. All clients want is an end result. Okay, so that's what we call our transformation. So the first thing we have to make sure of is that we're selling the transformation. We're not talking to clients about hours, sessions, times, things, audios, workbooks, because that's irrelevant to the transformation. How you do things is how you're going to do things when your clients are sitting in front of you. But the transformation itself and the way you market and the way you talk to your clients when in regards to onto the strategy session and what you're going to sell them is the end result of the transformation. So let's say, for example, this black box, as you can see, just a couple of ideas here. We don't want to be selling hours, sessions, time, and things. We do want to be selling the end result. So let's say, for example, you're working with a client who says they want to quit smoking. Well, the immediate result would be to quit smoking. That's the offer you're giving. So let's say that's $2,500, okay? So you're saying to a client, okay, you're a smoker, you want to be a non-smoker, it's going to cost you $2,500 to become a non-smoker. Now already, guys, I can hear you guys screaming at me and thinking, how the hell is someone going to pay $2,500 for quitting smoking? Well, here's the thing. If you just present the quit smoking for $2,500, I would expect clients to say no to you. I would expect clients to say that's way too expensive because they can literally go down the road and get the same result to an extent for $50, for $100. So how on earth are we going to charge $2,500? Well, we're not going to charge $2,500 for this thing right here, which is the immediate, which is you'll be a non-smoker. Because what happens inside of a client's mind is a client will justify their current pain to the price because they're focused on the immediate problem being resolved. And look, for some clients, they'll see value in this for themselves, but most clients won't. And it's going to be our job, or what I'm going to show you in a moment, to show them the value, to show them what their future is going to look like, and point out all the other things, that's the key word here, all the other things that are going to happen as a result of quitting smoking, overcoming a mindset issue, getting into a better relationship, losing weight, whatever your offer is, okay? So right at the moment, if we offer just a non-smoking offer, like you won't be a smoker, that's the offer. We say $2,500. Your client, yes, is going to say that's way too expensive. So what do? Do we discount the price? Do we tell them, well, I can't work with you, go somewhere else? Well, absolutely not. Now you're in a conversation with your clients. Now it's time for you to say, okay, it's not only the immediate problem we're going to resolve, but I want you to notice what's going to happen in your life as a result of quitting smoking, and here's what typically will happen. And as long as we're using the words like typically, usually, because we know all clients will go through this, we're in a really safe place. So what am I talking about? You probably think, Scott, what the hell are you talking about? What is this future offer thing? Well, guys, this is when these other things come in. Now, I'll talk about 4 of them today, but this is really endless. Okay, so said to a client, immediate value, $2,500. Client's going to think in their head, wow, that's too expensive. Then what we want to do is transition and now talk about the future. And we're going to show them that the future they're going to get as a result of quitting smoking, whatever the problem is way worth $2,500 and even more than that. But we have to paint this picture for our clientele. So what can we talk about? Well, the first thing we can talk about, especially with smoking, is like the cash ROI. By saying to a client, you know, you've been smoking for 20 odd years or 10 odd years, 30 odd years, whatever it is, you're spending $500 per month. So whatever that is, over the course of the year, that's this amount of money. And if you quit now, you're going to be saving that sort of money every year that you're a non-smoker. So cash ROI is a big one, okay, especially when smoking and addictions and physical things. Also, if you're working with business owners, by working with you and you resolving their problem, they're going to save money in the future. So that's a big one. You want to be talking to your clientele about the cash ROI. And when I was a stop smoking therapist, when I would talk to my clients and I'd be on the phone with them, I'd literally get out my calculator and I'd say, hey, this is what it looks like. Or if they had a calculator, I'd say, go get it. Let's type out the maths here. Let's look at this maths, and giving them a clear indication of the money they're going to be saving, but also making sure that they realize how much money they have wasted for the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years by smoking. Okay, and this automatically would have my clients go, wow, that makes sense. I can see $2,500 is not that much if I'm going to be saving this much in the future. Okay, so you might be thinking, well, Scott, what if I don't have a cash ROI? Okay, so the next one, and sometimes even more powerful, is to talk about the emotional ROI. So ROI stands for return on investment. The investment with us is $2,500. We want to give them some sort of return, not just the immediate return, the future return. So the emotional ROI. Think about things like people who want to get into better relationships, overcome anxiety, overcome fear, things of this nature. What's the emotional ROI they're going to get by having those things resolved in their life? Think about how much stuff that client has missed out on by having anxiety. I mean, all the positive stuff. By having anxiety, by having fear, by having problems in their life, how much positive stuff they're missing out on because of the problem. So you want to point this out to your clientele. It's not only we're resolving this immediate problem, but you're going to experience all these future benefits as well. And you really want to paint this picture to the client so they understand all the positive things that are going to happen and can happen as a result of overcoming this problem. An example would be, let's say someone who's been stuck in a toxic relationship. Okay, maybe that's what you're helping them with. So what's the emotional ROI on that? Well, if they're overcoming the issues as to why they keep, attracting these toxic people in their life and having bad relationships, what does the future look like in a positive way? What if they do get a great relationship? What if that relationship turns into a long-term relationship? Long-term relationship turns into getting married, having kids, going on holiday, seeing the kids grow up, having someone to depend on, having someone there when you're having bad times in life, someone you can depend on, rely on when you're feeling bad and have them pick you up in life. This is the emotional cost. So you want to be talking to your clients also about the emotional ROI of working with you today. So what else could we talk about? Well, health is a big one. We know that any problem can be related to some sort of physical health. So by overcoming the immediate anxiety, the stop smoking, the mindset, the relationship, the weight loss, whatever it is, there's going to be a big amount of health ROI. So you want to talk to your clients about the health. Now, we know if someone quits smoking, all the benefits that will happen to the body, the mind, and the organs as a result of quitting smoking. So you want to list those things out. Literally make a list and just start talking them out. And you don't have to guess this. You can go online and you can see the physical, what physically happens to a smoker who quits. They give you a very detailed list. Talk to your clients about this. Ask them, hey, if your organs are responding better and functioning better, your sleep's getting better, your taste is getting better, does this, do you want this in your life? Well, of course, our client's going to say yes. Okay, so some things may be obvious to us, but remember, our client doesn't know this stuff. And by pinpointing out the cash ROI, the emotional ROI, the health ROI, and lastly, whatever else you can think of. What I like to do in this case is I like to look back over my past clients and I like to give them a story example. Like I had clients, I used to tell this story a lot because it's a true story. I would say to my clients, hey, in the past, I had this client who wanted to get a raise at work. He wanted to go into his boss and get a raise at work, but he was too scared because he was a smoker. The smoker was causing anxiety. The anxiety was causing fear. You know how problems will relate to each other, guys. We know this. So we overcome the smoking, the fear went away, the anxiety went away. And for years, he'd been too scared to go into his boss's office and ask for a raise. But after quitting smoking, after overcoming the fear and the anxiety that the smoking was causing, went into his boss's office, asked for a raise, demanded that it would happen, and a couple of months later, he went from earning, let's say, 50, 60 grand a year to over $100,000 a year. By getting the raise, doing the extra training, becoming a boss of the team, all of these great things started to happen to my client as a result of quitting smoking. So yeah, I'm talking about a cash ROI, but I'm pointing out these are the wonderful things that happen with a client that overcomes their problem and how problems, related to other problems. Now, if I'm saying to my client this, and, I'm talking about, they're making an extra 50, 60 grand per year as a result of working with me for $2,500, you're now showing your client the future value and the possibilities. Okay. So guys, let me recap just quickly. Transformation, not hours, sessions, times, or things. Let's say it's $2,500. Remember, your client will justify their current pain to that price. And of course, they're going to think it's expensive. But if we start talking about the cash ROI, the things they're going to be saving, the emotional cost of overcoming their problem, but also pointing out the emotional cost of keeping the problem, okay? The health, the emotional cost of overcoming their problem, and the emotional cost of keeping the problem, okay? And if you can think of any past stories or past clients and other wonderful things that have happened in their life as a result of working with you and quitting smoking, or overcoming the fear, whatever it is, this now builds up the value. And clients sometimes will see value as things. Sometimes the current overcoming the smoking is not going to be good enough. So we want to start to paint this future, the lifetime benefit, the long-term value of working with you. How if they quit smoking, all of these other things will typically start to show up in their life in a very positive way. So what does this look like to your client's mind now? Well, now they go back to the $2,500. You've talked about the immediate and you've talked about the long-term benefits. And this is just like probably take you 5 or 10 minutes to do just to really paint that perfect picture. Now, when they think about $2,500, the client will justify their current pain and their future to the price. And guys, that's how we provide value. That's how we prove to our clients that we are not expensive. Whereas, as a matter of fact, we're actually quite cheap if we get cash ROI, emotional ROI, health ROI, and any other ROI that you can think of, guys, and you justify that and turn your client's mind back to the $2,500, it makes clear sense to them why your price is actually decent, okay? Now, how do you know you're doing a good job of this? Well, we're teaching our students this in our 100K coaching program. And at the same time, you're doing a good job of this because now your clients turn around and say, wow, is that all you charge? Whereas previously it was, wow, that's too expensive. But now painting out this perfect future, it's now Wow, is that all you charge? I'd be happy to pay more. Wow, that future sounds amazing. That's exactly what I want. It motivates your client to want to work with you right now and justifies that $2,500. So guys, that is how we talk about the future. It's very, very simple, but you do not want to overlook the simplicity. Start talking about your clients with a cash ROI, an emotional ROI, health ROI. Start talking to your clients about how much bad things are going to happen as a result of keeping their problem. How much more cash, how much bad emotion, how much better their health is going to get by keeping their problem, and at the same time talking to your client about what will happen as a result of overcoming the problem. So you can oscillate between the negative and the positive. Make sure you're providing a lot of value. Now remember, value doesn't come in things like hours, session times, and things. That's not value. The immediate cost and the future cost, that is the value. And that's what we want to be talking to our clients about. So guys, before you give your price, okay, let's say at the end of your strategy call, you're about to say, well, this is my offer. This is what I can do for you. Talk about the future first. So at the end of your strategy call, when you're getting to the point of saying, okay, great, I definitely can help you. Here is how I can help you. Talk about the immediate and also talk about the future, and then give your price. Make sure your client's mind is firmly fixated on that end result and that future value, and then give your price. All right, guys, that's all from me for today. Hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it made a lot of sense. If you have any comments or questions, please type them below in the comment box. That's all from me for today, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.